All right, let's get into something that I think pretty much every single one of us has been through. It's that awful, confusing feeling when someone you care about just goes quiet. They pull away, and it hurts. So today, we're going to unpack the psychology behind why that happens.
You know that feeling, right? 1 minute you're clicking, the vibe is great, the connection feels real, and then, poof, it's like the signal just drops, they start to fade away, and you're left standing there in the silence, wondering what just happened. And it's that sudden, unexplained shift that's so jarring, isn't it? Your brain just goes into overdrive. You start replaying every single text, every conversation, just torturing yourself with that one heavy question: what did I do wrong? But here's the thing. What if that's completely the wrong question to be asking? What if their retreat has absolutely nothing to do with you? Let's dive into the first big psychological reason this happens. And it's a huge one: emotional overwhelm. Oh yeah, you've seen the signs. The one-word texts, the replies that take hours or even days. Those solid plans turn into vague maybes. And it feels so personal, like a direct snub. But more often than not, it isn't malice. It's just their social battery is completely drained. It's blinking at 1%.
And that's the core of it, really. We're talking about legitimate emotional burnout. Their brain is just juggling too many tabs. Work, family stress, personal stuff, their capacity is just maxed out. So pulling back isn't an act of pushing you away. It's actually a desperate act of self-preservation. They're just trying to save whatever juice they have left to keep going.
Okay, so sometimes it's about being totally fried. But other times the reason is way more complex, and honestly, a little counterintuitive. This brings us to our second reason: a fear of intimacy. This one can really sting, because it happens right when things are getting good. You're feeling that connection get deeper, you're getting closer, and then bam, they hit the brakes and pull a disappearing act. It feels like a total paradox. But for them, that closeness you find comforting can actually feel like a 5-alarm fire. And there's a real psychological reason for this. It's often a defense mechanism, tied to something called an avoidant attachment style. Deep down, on a level they might not even be aware of, they've learned that getting too close leads to getting hurt, so they push you away to protect themselves. It's not that they don't care. Sometimes it's because they care so much they're terrified of the fallout. And that leads us perfectly into our third big reason. This is a huge one, and it's the one we almost never see coming because it's completely invisible from the outside. We're talking about their own internal struggles.
It's such a powerful thing to remember. What we see is just the surface. Underneath, a person could be in the middle of a massive battle we have no clue about. Their silence, in that case, isn't a comment on your friendship. It's just a symptom of them trying to keep their head above water.
And think about it. All that stuff. Deep insecurity, feeling like a fraud at work, money worries, family drama. It takes up so much mental and emotional bandwidth. It literally consumes all their resources, leaving zero energy in the tank for hanging out, for texting back, even with people they genuinely love. So this is where we get to the real heart of it. The most important shift we can make. Our gut reaction, our first instinct, is to ask, what did I do wrong? But a far more compassionate and, frankly, a much more accurate question is, what might they be going through? Shifting to that question, it's not about making excuses for them. It's about freeing yourself from blame you don't need to carry. And this all boils down to one core takeaway, and it's a game changer. When someone pulls away, it's almost never about you. It sounds so simple, but letting that idea really sink in, well, it can be incredibly liberating. So let's just hammer these points home. Their distance, it's a reflection of their inner world. Their silence is a sign of their overwhelm. It is not a measure of your worth. That retreat is very likely a symptom of their fear, not a rejection of you. Getting this isn't just some mental trick. It's a true act of compassion. For them, sure, but maybe most importantly, for you. So I'll leave you with this to think about. The next time you feel that pull away, that sudden quiet, what if you made the choice to see it differently? What if it's not an insult? What if it's not a rejection? What if their silence is really just a quiet, maybe even unconscious request for a little bit of grace?